What's up, party people? My name is Leia DeLeon and I am a documentary filmmaker from San Diego, California. And today I'm sharing with you some exciting news. A short documentary I produced called We Are Like Waves, directed by one of my best friends, Jordyn Romero, got into the LA Times Short Docs program. So this is the first of its kind. We are part of the inaugural slate. Us alongside 5 other short films were grouped together and basically chosen to be featured on the LA Times website, which is pretty cool. So I wanted to jump into how I got into LA Times and kind of a little bit about our partnership and just share with you guys the good news. So We Are Like Waves is a short documentary directed by my good friend Jordyn Romero. I produced it. We made it in 2020 in Sri Lanka, right before the pandemic, luckily, and it features Sanu, one of the girls from a small fishing village that turns out to be one of the first female Sri Lankan surfers in her community. This was the first film that either of us had made since graduating from Chapman University, and Jordyn and I have worked together before. We've done Of the Sea, a different film that she did for her thesis documentary that we filmed in Costa Rica, and I've worked with her on a number of different projects as well. And she invited me to come on as producer and be on this journey with her. So we produced this in 2020. Jordyn edited it, she shot it, and I just helped support her throughout the whole thing and provided kind of like the coordination and logistics and definitely like walked through the whole story. We submitted We Are Like Waves to a bunch of different film festivals. We actually went to Santa Fe Independent Film Festival together, which was super fun, and we got to see it on the big screen. And I just like kept my eye out for any distribution opportunities. So I actually found this through Brown Girls Doc Mafia. I talk about this group a lot because it's how I get a lot of my resources, and the community is just amazing. And so somebody had posted on there saying, hey, I'm working on curating short documentaries for the LA Times Short Docs program, like email me the link and I'll get back to you. So I immediately emailed, and luckily they loved the film and they were interested in chatting with us. So basically after I submitted it, and it was a very simple like submission process, we had a couple of phone calls, and this was actually quite interesting. They had a few changes that they wanted. So Jordyn and I like discussed that together, and we actually changed the film based on their feedback. So we ended up actually removing one of our characters, and we ended up changing the subtitle so that it was more in line with the LA Times branding. After we made those revisions, then we had a contract, and they paid us a small licensing fee, and this basically allowed them exclusive rights online distribution, all these words that I'm trying to figure out also. But essentially, they paid us a small licensing fee that allowed them to put their logos on our film and then broadcast it to the world on the LA Times website. And then we submitted that to them, and it launched earlier this year. You can watch We Are Like Waves on latimes.com/shortdocs, and you will need to invest in a subscription. So you can do $1 for 6 months, which is awesome. Or they also have an annual fee if you'd like to be an annual member. And the team at LA Times was super helpful. Again, they gave us that feedback, and then they're also offering film festival strategy and support. So we sent them some of our top film festivals, and because they're with the in crowd and they know who's who at the festivals, they are hopefully gonna put in a good word for us. So we'll see what other film festivals we get into. They've also included us in their marketing campaign, which has been really cool. We did an IG Live with myself and Jordyn and someone from the LA Times just talking about the process behind the film. So it's nice. It doesn't feel like it's just a exchange. It really feels like they're trying to support us and really market the film to reach a bigger audience. Some things I've learned while working with the LA Times, in case you are interested or are in a similar situation working with a different distributor, you should definitely have an LLC. And that's something that came up when we were doing contracts. So luckily Jordyn created an LLC for herself, and so the contract was named with the LLC. So that's one tip that I would recommend. And maybe this is a separate video, but it's really helpful to have basically like a film festival packet / like marketing packet that has all these these different things in it. So like the director's bio, the producer's bio, some BTS images, stills from the movie poster, the synopsis, the log line, our social media handles. All of these questions like always pop up when we're marketing things. So that's something that maybe I'll do in a separate video, but that's something that I realize is really helpful. Oh, and also we learned about how to export an SRT file, which is subtitles. So you might run into that. I might make a video about that as well. So when Jordyn and I originally met and talked about some of the homes that we would have for We Are Like Waves, we actually thought about New York Times op docs. So this is especially cool because I've always been a fan of New York Times op docs. They create amazing documentaries and a lot of distribution for short documentaries. So I've always kind of thought of them, and it would be cool one day to have a documentary with them. But this was especially sweet because it came back to LA Times, and that's where I grew up. And I originally thought I wanted to be a reporter actually at the LA Times, so I guess this kind of works out in a weird way. Yeah, it felt a little surreal that we ended up getting into the LA Times. I knew that we were qualified, but the fact that it actually got through and we've gotten amazing feedback and support from the LA Times community is really special. It means that we're on the right track, that this validates my career choice. For people that don't know, you know, this is something that I can proudly point to and say, hey, look, I have a short doc on LA Times. It makes me feel a little bit more legit, you know, as soon as you have a few cool names under your belt. So it's definitely a resume builder. It's exciting, and I feel like it's definitely the next step that I wanted to take with my career with this film specifically. So I'm just excited for what else we're gonna do. Thank you for joining me in this video. I hope you found it useful. To close out this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you a teaser for We Are Like Waves. And remember, you can watch on LA Times at the link below, and you can also submit your film. I'll have that information down below. So roll the teaser.
මගේ නම සම. මම හැදුනේ වැලිගම තියෙන පුංචි ගමක. ලංකාවේ දකුණු වෙරළ තීරයේ දිගටම රළමත ලිස්සා යාම තියෙනවා. මම දකින විදේශිකයන් ගොඩක් දෙනෙක් රළමත ලිස්සා යාම කරනවා. ගැහැණු පිරිමි ભેදයකින් තොරව. ඒත් ලංකාවේ පිරිමෑ විතරයි රළමත ලිස්සා යාම කරන්නේ. පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳලම මම දැකලා නැහැ ලංකාවේ ගැහැණු ළමෙක් රළමත ලිස්සා යාම කරනවා. ගමේ ජීවිතේ හරි සරලයි. ඒක සුන්දර ජීවිතයක්. ගැහැණු ළමන්ගෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන දේවල් ගොඩයි. අපි ගෙදර වැඩවලට උදව් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. රස්සාවක් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ කසාද බැඳලා ළමයි හදලා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ගෙදරට වෙලාම ඉන්න ඕනලු. ඒත් මගේ හදවත මට කිව්වේ ඒක නෙමෙයි. මම මුහුදේ ඉන්නකොට මම නිදහස්. මට මගේ හදවතට සවන් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපිත් මුහුදේ රළ වගේ. අපිව නවත්තන්න බෑ.